All right, we're live.
Hey guys, this is Prinjal and that sounds very weird. This is Prinj and this is Dan and we are from Ledger CS team.
Hey.
And we are here for 1 hour and you can ask. So basically we are here to answer all your questions that you might have with crypto, Ledger, NFTs, smart contracts, and you can just drop your questions in the chat and we'll pick them one by one, answer them live. And if you want to share anything, like if you want to do a case follow-up, also drop the case number, then we'll pick it up and then someone will get back to you if you're waiting for a response. And yeah, we are here for 1 hour, so just make most of it, guys. And then if you don't have questions, then we might wrap it up early. So it's all up to you guys.
Hopefully not. And as usual, guys, just give us a quick feedback if you can hear us correctly, if the sound is good, the image is good, and we just want to make sure you've got the best conditions before we start the live and you guys can hear us correctly. And yeah, if you've got any questions, just drop your question in the chat. We'll go one by one. There is a lot of questions in the chat, and apologies, by the way, we had to cancel the Tuesday session, I think. Yeah, that one had to be canceled. So some of the questions are left over from Tuesday. So we'll tackle those and then we'll get into the question of the people that are live currently. Cool. Wow.
So the first one is from Emil. Hello, Master Dan. Today I prepared and heavily loaded with 3 entire questions. Nice.
Let's do it.
The next is Philip. Getting transaction version supported when trying to nominate validators for dot staking. So it could be related to the new bug that we had on our side, but then it's fixed now. So make sure to update your Ledger Live app to version 2.64.2, your Polkadot app to 24.9340.1, and make sure you're on the latest firmware. So then only you'll be able to update to the latest app. And the latest firmware is 2.2 for Nano X, and I think 2.0.1 for Nano X Plus, but I'm not sure. So just guys, update the firmware and update the app. The issue has been fixed. It was on our end, but now we fixed it. So now you can clear the cache and then try again, and your unstaking or staking process will go through.
The last version of the dot app is 24 something, right?
24.9340 or 9430.1.
Okay. If you see 23, it means that the app is out of date and you need to update. Transaction version error is always an issue with the app, correct?
Yeah, it's like usually with Polkadot, Kusama, and like all the native apps of Polkadot blockchain, I think then they have this kind of issue. So
yeah. When they update, we have to update. And if we don't update on time the app, then your ledger cannot communicate with the blockchain anymore. So that's why you're getting those errors.
Yeah. But then Polkadot has a lot of updates a lot of times, and that's why sometimes we are like working on it, but it gets sometimes delayed. But yeah. It's fixed now. It's fixed. Next is Emil.
So he's asking, like, Emil, lots of questions from Emil. Are you going to support, we like questions, by the way, so thank you, Emil. Are we going to support EOS and Wax blockchains in Ledger Live? Probably not anytime soon. I think, unfortunately, EOS and Wax were, I think, very popular back in 2018, 2019, but there's much less users right now. So, of course, in terms of priority, right, the things that we have to complete before we launch support for those blockchains has gone down. That being said, you can use third-party wallets with EOS and Wax, but yeah, don't expect anything in Ledger Live very soon.
Yes.
The second question, okay, so there is a lot of questions. First part of the second question is two-parter. According to you, is it possible that miners, human miners will be replaced by AI, so Bitcoin miners. Going that way, there will be no need of equipment and we are losing human mining side. I think it depends what you mean by AI, but to me, like, the job of a miner is to guess a random number, right? And that can be done by a dumb computer. It's something that can be automated, right? It's automated already to a certain extent. So definitely I could see probably AI in the future being able to, purchase miners and setting up the operation, but that's also like it would take a very sophisticated AI to actually build order the equipment, build the mining operation and things. So I think human will be in the loop for a very, very long time, unless you maybe, like, if an AI were to have access to ASICs on the cloud, but like I doubt this is going to be realistic. So not anytime soon. That would be my answer. Second part of the second question, all AI verification, a lot of AI questions related, great. All AI verification hubs will be placed globally in every city and small villages all over the world. AI will collect no fee, so spending Bitcoin on chain will be practically free. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, it's possible. What I think is likely is that when AI agents will become more autonomous, they will look for transacting with each other. So they will probably need like money to, have some sort of economic system going on to exchange goods and services between AIs. And in this case, they will not use the banking system. In my opinion, they will just use crypto because it's the easiest way to do it, right? Anyone can spin an address, whether you're a human or a robot. So I think it's actually bullish. AI is pretty bullish for crypto. Whether there's going to be Bitcoin or Ethereum or a different blockchain, who knows what AI and different agents will select. Third part of the second question, maintaining the network can be taxed monthly or not taxed at all, and do you think Ledger can produce such a device? Yeah, maybe in the future. AI is pretty nascent, so we'll see where it goes. For now, I don't think there is any project to seriously have devices that are autonomous in this way.
Yeah, I think these questions are way ahead of its time, and then maybe we'll be working in that direction on one day. But I think that's what we want to We want to grow. We want to be advanced and updated with every technology there is. So yeah, I think it will be part of our company soon. So
yeah, we'll see. I think you can take the next question.
Yeah, next is can you give us some more details about Ledger CL credit card and the BXX token? So basically, Ledger CL card is a basically credit card that you can load up with your crypto that you have in your Ledger Live accounts, and then the BXX token is the bank's token basically because there's a service provider behind the crypto life card. So the CL card is not offered by Ledger; it's offered by a partner called Banks. And then whenever you use the card, there's a 2% cashback that you get on your each transaction, and that will be returned to you in the BXX token basically. And then you can swap it for any other crypto which you want, or you can just keep it in your account, and then it will keep on rising as well. So yeah, this is like a CL card. It's a credit card, but it's a crypto credit card. And BXX is the native token of Banks, who's the service provider behind the project.
Okay, and so the rewards get paid in Banks tokens?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you can exchange the rewards for any other crypto like USDT, USDC.
Okay, and Banks, is it supported in Ledger Live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But if not, then we'll add it soon. But yeah, you can always check it in Xerion or something like that because it's already supported. There's a lot of tokens. So.
Okay, and the CL card, just anticipating on future question about the CL card, when is it released?
So it's released in EU and UK, and it's going to be released soon in US and Canada and so on and so forth.
Okay, cool. Next question from JB Support Desk. Just a shout out. Hello, Ledger. Hello, JB. Okay, the next one is from Satoshi Nakamoto himself. Hi, I had Ciscoin chain on Ledger. Then it does not show the address for Ciscoin. It gave me the normal address. How can I add Ciscoin original chain and address? Can you show me how to do it? I think you researched it.
Yeah,
right?
so Ciscoin is not yet supported by Ledger devices, but their team has submitted their app for review, so it's under review now. And once it passes through the review and the security audit, it's going to be released to the public for the users. And then you might have to use a third-party app like Ledger Live to create an account, but it's in the roadmap definitely, and our teams are working for it. For now, it's not possible to secure your Ciscoin chain tokens on the Ciscoin chain basically.
Okay, great. Next question, Costello93. Will there be a live demo today? So no. So the answer. So that question is from Tuesday. So we had to cancel the show on Tuesday, unfortunately. And I think Felix was sick, unfortunately. So that's one of the reasons why we had to cancel the show. He's for Felix's fan out there. He's fine. Okay, he's coming back next week, so don't worry. He's good. But now we're back to normal scheduling.
Now the second is being consonant. Can we store XDC on Ledger? If possible, steps please. So yes, you can secure your XDC tokens with your Ledger device, but you'll need to use a third-party app like Tahoe, or maybe you can use the beta wallet, my XDC wallet, with your Ledger device, and you can create a Ledger XDC account and then transfer your funds to that. Please do not send your XDC to Ethereum because it's not an ERC20 token anymore. It's a mainnet token. You have to send it via XDC network to your Ledger XDC address that you can create with your Ledger plus Tahoe wallet or Ledger plus my XDC wallet. We have a help center article that we're going to be linking in the chat, and then you can just follow the steps there, and there's also might be a video tutorial or at least some screenshots that will help you and guide you with the step.
Cool. I'm sharing the article right now.
And that's the questions from last week. And now we start from this week.
Cool.
So first is, it's a tough name for me, but the question is when stacks. So stacks is, we are working on it. Our teams are working round the clock to ship your product as soon as possible. Once we are going to ship it to you, you'll get the notification on your email ID that you use to at the pre-order, and then you can track your purchase from there. But for now, we don't have exact ETA yet, but soon we're going to like come up with more information once the device is ready to be shipped. Don't worry, guys. We also want our stacks, and then of course, as a users, you also want your stacks. So it's coming soon, guys. It's coming soon.
Okay. Next one is from Miguel Sparta. He said it's now 4 months and Solana on stake still doesn't work. When is it fixed? This can't be normal. Are we stuck and can't sell? So you're not stuck. No. There's been a bug that's been ongoing, right, with Solana. I don't know if it's fixed actually. It's fixed, yeah. Just make sure that everything is up to date, right? So that would be Ledger Live, firmware, Solana app. That bug should be fixed. Now, if you're still running into an issue, you always have the option to use third-party wallets. So I personally like Solflare, so that's the one that I recommend, but you can also use Phantom, or I mean, there's a bunch of them out there, but Solflare is working pretty well. So your funds are never stuck, right? If Ledger Live doesn't do the job, it's a Ledger Live issue on the software side, but the keys, you can connect your Ledger device to any third-party wallet. It's completely safe, and then you can keep transacting as normal. So your funds are never stuck.
And Miguel Sparta, I think the issue you might have with unstaking the tokens, it's possible that you've staked all your Solana, and since you don't have enough Solana left in your available balance to pay the fees, that's why you might be seeing that internet seems to be down error on your screen. So just do one thing, send some Solana tokens to cover the transaction fees to unstake your assets, and once you do that, you won't see the error. I think that error has to be described better, like in a better way. But that's what that error means, is that you don't have enough Solana in your account to pay the transaction fees, and that's why you're running into the problem. And people who are wanting to stake and they're not able to stake and running into the same error, that is also because you're trying to stake max or send max, and that's why you don't have anything to pay for the transaction fees. So please do not send or stake max. Try to send a part of it, and keep some Solana to pay the transaction fees.
Okay, very good. Next, crypto Hubert. So Hubert, missing question here. So hey, crypto professor, is BRC20 token supported on Ledger? So I think he's referring to the Bitcoin tokens.
Yeah.
No, it's not supported on Ledger. It's I think there is no BRC20 token wallets that's actually compatible with Ledger at this point. I think Unisat is compatible, but they don't have an integration with Ledger. So for now, it's probably better to use a third-party wallet completely without a Ledger integration. In the future, I think it's gonna come at some point because they're popular.
Yeah, I think we're working on ordinals as well. So once I think that comes, and then this is to be a follow. So I think they both will be launched together, like close together, I guess. But we can get you an update, and then we can like get back to you on the next live. Of course, we won't be able to give you an exact ETA, but at least we can give you a tentative timeline that maybe it's gonna come.
We never give exactly ETA.
It's not us. We don't want to give. We want to give the ETA, but then sometimes if the ETA doesn't come, it doesn't stick to it, and then you guys will be like pissed off on us, and of course last minute bugs can push the release date, and that's why it's not completely in our hands. And then whenever a new app is developed or a new feature is developed, it's not only our team who's working it. We also work with some external devs from that particular project or community, and that's why it takes a bit more time than we think, and that's why we don't give ETAs basically.
Okay, fair enough.
Next is Baby, and he's asking, is it Felix today? No, it's not Felix, it's Prince and Dan, but he's saying, okay, tell Felix the Baby said hi. Okay, we'll definitely forward your message.
Will do.
Next is Blair Benedict. Is Ledger really the safest way of storing crypto? I have been hearing the talk that there might be some kind of a backdoor to get people's recoveries and seed phrases. So, first of all, Ledger does not want your seed phrase, guys. Anyone asking for your 24-word seed phrase is a scammer, and we are not a scammer, guys. We are a big company who believes in security, who believes in securing your private keys, and there's no backdoor. First of all, it's just that the communication that was made around our new service was not that clear for the users.
Right?
Yeah, it's called Ledger Recover, and that's why people think that there's some kind of backdoor where you can get access to your private keys. That's not the case at all. Even if you update your firmware and you don't use the service, you are just using the same device what you're using right now with the same security. There's no change in the entire security model basically. So, and even if you use the service, again, it's completely like there's a lot of white paper, like there's a lot of information that we have released regarding the service. So we definitely encourage you guys to check out the white paper, the blog post, and we also going to like open source the code so that you guys can go and verify it yourself. Like we're not hiding anything, and we don't want to hide anything.
Quite the opposite, actually. So no backdoor. There is no backdoor. I think it was just a miscommunication.
Miscommunication.
And that's our fault, really.
That's definitely our fault, yeah.
Because the feature is pretty cool, honestly, and it will be used by a lot of people once it launched. By the way, the feature is not launched. I think it has a market to it, but we weren't able to present the feature correctly. So people thought, okay, my God, like if I update the firmware, like something's gonna happen to my private key. Not the case at all. Okay, the security hasn't changed. It will not change. So yeah.
Next is freedom. My Ledger X gets disconnected all the time. So most often the issue is with the USB cable. So just try and switching a USB cable and also use a cable that transfers the data, and then that would like solve your issue for sure. Most probably that's like 180% of the issues like basically with the cable. But again, if it's not solved, we have a help center article that explains different steps on troubleshooting that you can try. And if you already tried it and still it's not working, then please reach out to us. We'll try to investigate it for you and what's the issue and try to find a workaround basically.
Yeah, cable, USB ports,
VPN.
VPN, yeah. Try a different computer maybe. Sometimes if you have a Nano X, try on the phone as well. You know, if the connection with the desktop doesn't work, try on your phone, because you need to isolate the issue, understand where it's coming from, right? Is it the cable? Is it the computer? Is it the phone? Is it the device itself? There can be many different
And sometimes it can be a different software as well, because we had this case before where in US there's a particular software that was like interfering with the USB connection, so that maybe that's something you might need to uninstall. But maybe that's something which you recently have installed it, and then that's why you're causing the connection issues.
Yeah, try to hotspot into a Bluetooth, like what am I trying to say here? Like try to Bluetooth into the app, okay, and run the app on a hotspot, not on your local connection, because sometimes, as you were saying, like if you have a company software or proxy that's in the middle, that can interfere with the connection as well. So yeah.
Next is baby again. Dan, where's the cool black and white filter that you use?
So we had a debate over that. I was for, Prince was against. Everybody was against the filter, so we removed the filter.
Yeah. But if you guys want it, then we can create a poll and then we can see what actually you guys want. If you want like black and white, serious look, and or if you want colors in your life, like depends. we can change it if you want.
We'll bring back the filter if the community wants it.
Next is Digmo. I had to replace my first Nano X because it was inoperable. I received some trades without it. What do I do when I get the replacement?
What you do when you get the new device, right? Well, so it's pretty simple. Once you get the new device, you will grab your recovery phrase, your 24-word recovery phrase, and then you import the 24-word recovery phrase into the new device, and then you'll be able to access the same old accounts and continue like using your accounts as normal. That's it.
Yeah, and then if you are stuck and if you want help, already on this YouTube channel, there is a tutorial that explains how to restore your device. So just type restore Ledger Nano X, and then it will show you the steps.
Yeah.
Next is Blair Benedict. He's confirming the sounds good. Thank you. Then it's freedom. Okay,
same question.
Okay.
Disconnection.
Next is Skeeter Magoo. Mine not connecting. Does it have to be a Ledger cable? No, it can be any USB cable that transfers data. It doesn't have to be a proper like Ledger cable. You can use normal USB cable, but make sure it's transferring data and not just a charging cable. So sometimes if it's just a charging cable, then it just charges your device and not connect basically.
Yeah.
Next is Mark D. Leuf. If I sign a malicious smart contract, am I correct? It will only involve the ETH account I signed for and not the other accounts. Am I correct? Only my tokens are in danger and not the ETH coins.
Well, it really depends, honestly. And so first of all, like those kind of malicious transactions, they also happen on other blockchains, right? So typically like any blockchain that's EVM, so for example, Polygon, buying Smart Chain, potentially a C chain on Avalanche as well, they all have the same sort of vulnerability where you have to, you might blind sign yourself into giving a smart contract access to your accounts. In this case, typically only the specific account is compromised, and you will give access to whatever you give access by signing the blind signing transaction. So it could be your tokens. Typically, it's the tokens, or it could be NFTs. ETH, I think it's more rare because ETH is not managed by a smart contract, right? It's the native coin on Ethereum, so it would be typically the tokens or the NFTs. So yeah, the best thing is like not to blind sign and to stay within the parameters of Ledger Live, but of course not everything is in Ledger Live.
So if you trust that dApp or DEX which you're trying to use, then do your own research, and then if you're like completely sure for it that everything is safe, then you can interact with it. But please do your own research and please be sure of what you're going to sign and what you're not. Because underlying smart contract can drain your funds, but not every fund is just the address which has interacted with it. And that is only in danger, and your other assets and other accounts are safe. It doesn't have to have any impact on that basically.
I'm just showing on the screen here like the discover section, which is I think underused by a lot of users. Like people don't really know what's in there. I've got the feeling. There is a lot of dApps actually in there that might actually do whatever you're trying to do with a third-party app, right? So for example, if you're trying to swap, then we've got PairSwap, we've got 1inch. If you're trying to buy, we've got MoonPay. But like in terms of dexes, we have Squid for bridging, ThorSwap for like cross-chain swaps. So there is a bunch of stuff here, and none of those apps require blind signing. So like your device will tell you exactly what's happening every single step of the way. So, just dig into the discover section and see if you can find like an alternative in there that might suits what you're trying to do.
Yep. Next is Melvin. Okay, maybe I have said it wrong, but sorry for that. What's up with all these Polygon 1 NFT received that I have been receiving every blessed day in my ledger, and it's showing in my transaction history? So you might be receiving scam airdrop token NFTs, and why does the scammer want to do that? This is first, he wants you to either like pollute your transaction history, and in case you're trying to copy and paste, like sending your assets to someone, you try in a hurry, you just copy and paste the address, which is not your address by the way, it's the scammer address, and then your tokens will be sent to that scammer. Second thing is, if you try to move that NFT, you have to sign a transaction, but if the underlying smart contract, as we just said, like is malicious, then all your assets on that particular account are at risk. So the best thing is to do is simply ignore and hide the NFTs. And as you can see on the screen, you can just have to go open that account, scroll down to the NFT that is like a scammy one, right click on it, and then
I've got one actually.
No,
I know this one is legit. Sorry, no, that's. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but there is like one of them will be like scammy, and then you can just like right click on it, and then there is option to hide that NFT, and it will be hidden from you, so you don't have to interact with it, and you won't have to see it as well.
Okay.
But please do not move it or transfer it, guys. It's for everyone who has getting any free airdrop scam NFTs. There's no free lunches. It's just a scam NFT. Just best to hide it, not to interact it or try to swap it for anything else. It's just like it's gonna be risky to do that.
No free lunches, unfortunately.
Yep.
Okay, next question from Kashan Sanyal.
It's Kanchan Sanyal. I think
it's an Indian name?
Yep.
Okay. So I can't activate TRX account in Trust Wallet. Receiving Tron to this account not possible. Please stop. I can't activate Tron account in Trust Wallet. So just overview, like generally, to activate an account, you need to send at least 0.1 TRX to the account to activate it, which will, for example, in Ledger Live, if you don't activate the account, then your tokens will not appear. So typically USDT will not show in the token balance. But you're using Trust Wallet, so I'm guessing you connected your Ledger device to Trust Wallet, but you don't really need to do this. You can just use Ledger Live. So what I would say is probably like, if you're not using your Ledger, you're just using Trust Wallet, connect your Ledger device to Ledger Live, connect the Tron account, and then send your TRX to that account, and then all you need is 0.1 TRX, and then you can, you'll see your tokens and everything. But I'm not sure I understand this question very well.
Yeah, if you want to rephrase your question and then ask us again, then if it's not the case, and then you can please do that, and then we can try to explain it on a better way. Next is Abdul Karim. I can't deposit my SUI tokens. Is there any problem? So there was an issue on our end on the app basically that has been fixed as well. So if you're facing this issue again right now, let us know in the chat so we can escalate this to our dev and then they can investigate. But we had this issue where people were not able to send or receive a SUI basically, and then there was some issue with the app. But it has been fixed now. You just have to clear the cache and then try again. And if it's still there, please let us know so we can escalate it to our dev team, and then they can investigate again, like what's the issue. Next is Olivier. What counts as the end of summer to Ledger? Excited for stacks.
That's a stacks question. We don't have an ETA, unfortunately. Like, so we'll ship the stacks when we think stacks are to expectation or above expectation from what the community expects. It's taking more time for us to produce those stacks and to make sure that we're gonna ship to you guys a product that's great. And again, apologies for this. I think I've ordered stacks. I'm waiting for mine as well. Maybe you have as well.
No.
No.
I was not sure of it.
Not sure. So yeah, like a lot of people at Ledger as well have ordered the stacks and waiting. And yeah, we're really sorry for the delay. That being said, we want to ship a product that's correct and that's to expectation. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. That being said, whenever the stacks is ready to ship, we'll send you an email, and so you'll get some update at some point.
Exactly.
But yeah.
We don't want to give you a half-baked device, guys. That's
Yeah.
why it's taking a little bit more time than we expected because of the.
It happens. It's new technology, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of new stuff.
But once it's gonna be in your hand, and when you're gonna start transacting with it, you're gonna feel like amazing.
It's a great device. Yeah.
I think we had tested it when we were testing it for our pro, like how it's like gonna be and how it's gonna look for content.
Yeah.
It's a good device.
It's a good device. What's for sure, it's like this is not a rock pull, right? We are working on the device. You'll get your device eventually. Don't worry, but it will take more time than we expected, unfortunately.
Next is Emil. All my questions. Nice. Okay, yeah. When we were replying to his questions, if you have a plan for this device, just don't announce it. Yes, that's why we don't give ETAs. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Then again, I missed the EOS and Wax part.
I can repeat that part. So basically, Emil, there is no plan to have EOS and Wax in Ledger Live at some point. We can escalate that to the devs so they know that there is some demand for it. But typically, like there are other projects that might be a little more urgent. Like I'm thinking of staking in Cardano, Kudina, like I mean the things that have been pending, plus everything else that we're working on Ledger stacks. Everything requires like engineering time, and of course like we want to prioritize things. So EOS and Wax at this point like not exactly priority, but you can use a third-party wallet. We've got documentation on the Help Center that will show you how to do it. EOS is quite complicated, so there is also a video that shows all the different steps. But we'll escalate.
Yep. Next is Fam and Money, and it's an interesting question. Did you have a fake website that looks like legit removed? It's a Ledger app site. So yes, we were informed by one of the users that there has been a fake website that has been scamming our users basically, and that's why we have reported to our team, and then they have taken it down now so that more users like don't fall for that scammy site. Guys, always remember to check the site like it's ledger.com and there's nothing else, and also try to see all the different tabs. Best thing is there's an option in Ledger Live where you can go to set in like the notification icon, and next to it there's an eye icon, and then you can see there's a help button there, and then it will show you all the official pages, all the official websites. So click it from there, and then that's how you'll be completely redirected to the legit websites and not the fake ones.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, be careful, guys. Don't share your recovery phrase.
Because he got robbed over 7K in crypto by accidentally downloading this app. Might be much to some, but it's all accumulated since 2018.
So sorry to hear that. It's
that is the reason we had like as soon as people get to us and report the fake website, we try to get it down as soon as possible. But by that time, sometimes it's too late for some users, and I'm really sorry to hear about your loss, man. It's like
it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks.
And 7K is not a small. It's like it's big thing. Like for some people, 7K is a lot. It's not a small thing.
For sure. Len, Beard and Frex
just tuned in. Any word on stacks being shipped?
There was. We're still working on it. We'll send you an email whenever the stacks is ready to be shipped.
Lynn Casey, when support for Avalanche, Internet Computer Protocol, VChain, and others? So, that's a good question. AVAX is definitely on the roadmap, and our teams are working on it. Internet Computer Protocol, it's supported by the Ledger device, but native Ledger Live support, we don't have an ETA yet. And same for VChain, we don't have an ETA yet. And others, I don't know which all tokens are included in others. So again, we won't be able to give an ETA yet. But if you guys are want some kind of an app that was supported by Ledger, then please reach out to us. And the more you reach out to us about certain particular project, the more we'll be able to push your feedback or request to our dev team, and then they can start working on it.
Yeah, we need to build a case for it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And of course, it's not only on our devs, because the apps that you use on your Ledger is developed by the community dev. So for example, the AVAX app will be developed by the AVAX team, and then they'll submit the app. So that's what, if you know someone from your community, ask them to like reach out to our dev team and submit their apps. And we have a developer portal where they can easily like find all the information how to submit their request. And once it comes to us, we'll just review it, secure like audit, do a security audit, and then it's going to be released to the users. So that is the most easiest way for you to get it, rather than asking us like when it's going to be supported, because if there's no app for it to be supported, then the chain will not be supported until then.
On that point, I actually hear that there's been some progress made on the Kadena side.
Yes.
There was a security audit, and I think it's moving along quite nicely. So there might be some news. Don't expect, again, like we can't promise an ETA, but just to let you know that there is an actual process, and the process is slow, but it's going through. And so I think like the app was going through security audit, and now the audit has been sent back. So now it will be the audit. The results of the audit will be looked over by an engineer, and then we'll go through the process. So the project is moving along, right?
So maybe we can just let you know the steps on how we integrate a chain first. So first we get an app from the community devs. Like for example, if it's a Polkadot app example, if the Polkadot community submits their app, then the app is acknowledged by our team. That means we received it. Then if there's an issue, if there's any bug, then we go back and forth with the community devs to try to fix this. This is like a small bug that we are facing and all. Then it goes for the functional review, where we test it with more people inside our team, and then like not our team, like the dev team. And then it goes for security review. After security review, it has to go for the release. So it's a very long process, guys, and that's why it takes a lot of time to integrate a new chain, because security is the most paramount important for us.
For sure.
And unless and until we don't find secure, we cannot like let users use it basically. So that's why it takes more time than we think.
Cool. All right.
Next is Lynn Casey. Wait, so our funds can get stolen if we do via WalletConnect?
No, you can't. No, WalletConnect is safe.
Yeah, WalletConnect is safe. Basically, guys, as long as you're not importing your 24-word seed phrase on any platform, any dApp, any DEX, any wallet, then it's completely safe to use. But if you sign malicious smart contract transactions with any of the, like even with using connect wallet button and all, the connection is safe. But then when you sign a transaction, you're basically giving the permission to access that account. And then you are giving the permission, but if you don't know what's the underlying smart contract, then yes, even if using all these things will still can result in like loss of your funds. Yes.
The problem, Lynn, really is blind signing, right? That's the reason why we're trying to bring everything inside LedgerLive, because LedgerLive is a secure enclave where whenever you sign a transaction from LedgerLive, you know exactly what's going on, because you will see every step of the transactions on the device, right? Which is not the case when you're outside LedgerLive, because now you have to trust the app that you're interacting with. You're gonna blind sign, you're just gonna get like a string of characters on your device, you don't know what's happening. And so that's where it gets a little iffy, and that's where you can sign malicious transactions that Prince was talking about.
Yep.
So whenever possible, stay within LedgerLive. Okay, go into the Discover section, check the apps. Maybe there is something that can, not all the apps are in there, but there might be something that might fit the need at that moment.
Next is Bread and Frex. Thanks. Sorry, but yeah, welcome.
Yep.
Next is Emil. Hey guys, I wonder, is it possible to schedule a transaction in Bitcoin dynamically for a week after?
I'm going to answer this question. No, I don't think it's possible. And the reason why it might be possible to schedule a transaction by blocks. So saying like with a wallet like Electrum, for example, you connect your Ledger device to Electrum, and then you tell Electrum at that block, I want the transaction to be broadcast. But the problem is, like, even if you do this, first of all, you don't know exactly when the next block is going to happen, because the time between two blocks in Bitcoin, it's on average every 10 minutes over a period of 2 weeks. But between two blocks, on any given moment, it might be 10 seconds or it might be 48 minutes, right? So so the scheduling will not be very, very accurate, right? If you try to schedule like two ahead. So I don't think any scheduling feature will be super accurate anyway. That's just maybe the Lightning Network has a better feature, but I'm not sure. But it's not supported anyway, so.
Yeah, because if we support it, then it's a hot wallet. Like as a cold wallet, we cannot support the Lightning Network, guys, because it has its own like risks to security and shit. Next is Gamer12. Phew, you are live. I have a problem. I had a paper with my backup pin and device in a backpack, and it got stolen. What do I do now? Oh, so
we have an article.
So basically, try to get a new device, but Oh, but if you have lost your backup pin so I hope you have your 24-word seed phrase with you, and if you don't have your seed phrase with you, then you won't be able to restore the access to your funds. And yeah, that's why you should never keep your device and the 24-word seed phrase together. And
Even the pin, right?
yes, but I hope if there's a pin and 24-word seed phrase, and he doesn't even need a pin if the 24-word seed phrase, if the thief gets your 24 words, then that's it. He can access all your accounts and transfer it. So if you have a backup, of course, if you have a backup of your 24-word seed phrase, then definitely get a new device, restore it with your 24-word seed phrase, transfer all your assets to a temporary account on exchange, set up your device with a new seed phrase, to new 24 words, add new accounts in Ledger Live. Do not use the old account. Add new accounts in Ledger Live, delete the old accounts, and then transfer your funds to these new accounts. We have a help center article that explains the steps. But if you have lost your device and the 24-word seed phrase, then there's nothing more we could do. But if we would have Ledger Recover, we could have assisted you. And that's why, guys, this is why we wanted to launch this service, Ledger Recover, because we have seen a lot of users who lose their device and the 24-word seed phrase together. And in this case, we want to help you, but we since we do not have access to your seed phrase at all, we are unable to help you in this case if you have lost your 24-word seed phrase and your device with the pin.
And so, gamer, I understand that this is your backup device, right? So if you still have your main device, immediately move the funds out of the wallet, right? And then go through the steps that Prinjal described, because if the person that stole your backpack has your device and your pin, then they can access your accounts. They just need to download Ledger Live. So just get the funds out as soon as possible, send them to an exchange or something like this, and then go through the steps. But you want to do this ASAP. Just linking the tutorial here so you can take a look.
Yeah, and if you have any other further questions, you can just ask us in the chat and we'll get back to you, so you don't have to wait for us to get us via email or something like that.
Right.
The next is Emil, guys, is machine-to-machine payment advanced or is it on early stage?
Yeah, IoT devices, I think. It is. Oh, the camera is a little weird. Anyway, yeah. So IoT device, machine-to-machine payment. I think it's developed in not crypto. I don't think crypto machine-to-machine payments is a very developed industry, or there's any significant traffic. I think maybe there are machines that are communicating and exchanging crypto for services, but I think that will develop in the future. So yeah, that's why I'm bullish. I think AI is generally bullish for crypto, because I think crypto will be the native currency of autonomous agents, basically.
Next is Lynn Casey. Is there a list of wallets Ledger supports and completely secure, like wallets from A to Z, which has Ledger Nano X via Bluetooth? If not, it would be very helpful. So we do have a page on our website that shows all the supported third-party apps with your Ledger device, which are safe. But we don't have for the Nano X via Bluetooth. So we can create that content and we can push a new help center article that shows you all the third-party apps that are supported with your Ledger device. Of course, we might miss a few. So if you guys have some which you're already using, so then please drop them for which crypto and which third-party wallet you're using via Bluetooth. So then we can add it to that list as well, because of course you guys are using it more than us, and then you guys are invested into a lot of different projects. So you guys have more options and more. So just share it with us, and then of course we'll try to bring this content in a few weeks.
Okay, and Lynn Casey has a follow-up question. So, new firmware, Nano X firmware out. What's the difference between 2.2.2 and 2.2.1? So basically, generally, every firmware updates bring new security features or new features to the device. In the case of 2.2.1, that was Recover, right? So that was the new feature. This again is completely optional. So if you don't like it and Recover is not launched yet. 2.2.2 was for us a way to open source the code. So part of the Recover code is now open source because, of course, there was a backlash from the community. We badly communicated on Recover. So, the community said, why don't you open source the Recover code? And we said, okay, fine. And we'll do it by step. And so 2.2.2 make it possible to open source part of that code. So it's on GitHub somewhere, so you can check it out if you want. Yep. And that's it.
Next is idea apart. Why should we buy crypto from Ledger Live? Because it's easier to buy it. It's a matter of convenience. You don't have to log in with your exchange, buy the token, then again send it. So you buying it, you pay transaction fees, and again you sending it, you pay second transaction fees. So if you directly buy from your ledger, it will straight away be sent to your ledger account. So that's why you save your fees. And of course, it's just a matter of convenience. And we have a lot of partners inside Discover section of Ledger Live, and then you can compare the prices and go for the best rate. And of course, if you don't want to use it, you want to buy it from an exchange and transfer it to your Ledger Live. That's also okay. It's up to you. It's your choice. We just have given an option for the users who prefer convenience more than something else. But then that's why it's better that it's your choice. You do your own research and then you choose the service which you like.
Tax question.
And Prince, what do you think about crypto tax in India? So, my friend, I'm not a tax consultant, so I don't have. No, I'm not. Maybe part time, but no, I'm not. But I don't have much idea about crypto tax in India because I live in Paris for like last 6 years, so I have not much idea about crypto tax in India. But you can definitely check with your nearest tax consultant. And sorry, I don't have an option, an idea about the tax. Sorry.
Lynn, another question about Ledger Recover now available on my Nano X as an option. Yeah, exactly, it's an option. By the way, so the firmware gives your device the capability to use Recover, but it's optional, and the Recover service is not launched yet. So even if you wanted to use Recover, optionally again, you couldn't do it because the service is not launched. When it launches, believe me, there will be first of all, it will never be automatically activated on you, right? You'll have to go through a process, and believe me, it's not like you can accidentally activate Recover. There is a very obvious process where you have to, go through multiple steps. And again, if you don't like it, just don't use it. If you don't use it, then you can carry on just as before with the same security assumptions. So
because it's going to take KYC and everything, guys. So it's not going to happen automatically. It's going to be because, of course, if you subscribe for the service, then how would we know that you will subscribe for the service? So we'll do the not we, the service provider which is providing the service will do the KYC and will link it to your particular seed phrase, and then that's how it's going to work. So it's not going to be one step process. I click 2 buttons and now it's activated. It's not going to be like that. It's you have to create an account with the service provider, submit the KYC, and then step-by-step processes. So we'll also come up with this information once we are close to the launch, where how the service is going to be applied and how can you subscribe for it. And if you don't want to subscribe for it, there's nothing going to be changing for you.
That's it. You can ignore it. We'll never force you to use it. That's for sure.
Next is Damak. I was taking Solana but never receive rewards and is taking coins on Ledger Safe.
Yes. So last part of the question, staking is safe, definitely. That being said, staking, there is a whole discussion about staking. It's safe, of course, but you depend on the validator, right? So if the validator is doing a good job, then of course you will never have any issue. You will get recurrent rewards, regular rewards and things like that. If the validator on the other side doesn't do a good job, you might get slashed in the case of Ethereum. Solana, I don't know if there is a concept of slashing on Solana, but you might not get rewards. So that's something that happens. We propose when you stake on Ledger Live, by default you'll be funneled into Ledger on validator, which you can change if you don't like it. But the first part of the question, the rewards. So I think just something to know about Solana rewards is they will accrue directly to the delegated
balance. Yes.
Delegated balance, right? So they will not be individual transactions of rewards into the account. It doesn't work like that. It will just accrue the delegated balance number will just accrue every Now, if you want the breakdown, you can use a block explorer like Solana Beach, and Solana Beach will show you exactly all the different steps and every different rewards every single day. I'll link that in the chat for you.
Yep. 77 is back. 77, yo lads. Yo 77,
hey.
How are you doing? Gamer12 retracted his message. So I hope you have any questions, Gamer12, please go for it. We are here for at least another 15 minutes. So we'll help you. 77 is asking, what's the tattoo on your arm, Dan? Looks cool.
I got it in Vietnam. Thank you. Yeah, it's bird. And the city of Paris. Thank you. Glad you like it.
Baby, yes, get the filter next time. It's your signature, Dan. Okay.
I guess the people have spoken. They want the filter.
Freedom, thank you for your answer. You're welcome. Next is TLC for him too. How do you import? So TLC for him too, you need to be a little bit more. Give us some little bit more details about your question. What do you want to import and where do you want to import it? so that we can like give you a proper accurate response to your question and not give you a vague answer basically. Next is Tom Cam. Hi there lads, always great to have you live. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks
For coming back.
Next is Enrique. Hello Dan, kindly please help me with the response from Stephanie. I mentioned in past AMA regarding prepaid label to return Nano. Many thanks guys.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it immediately after the live. I know you talked about it last time. Enrique, if you could just remind me, just for speed, just drop your case ID number in the chat if you can, because I've got it noted down somewhere, but it will be even faster if you just repost it, and I'll take a look at the ticket immediately after the live.
Next is Mark. Thanks guys for the time to answer my questions. Love these AMAs. Yeah, thanks guys. Like you give us this feedback and then we can do more and more because it keeps us motivating us more. And I think it's a better way of us to connect with you. We have like in front of you so that you can see us and not behind the computers like typing emails like boring people, which we are not by the way. So at least this is a fun way to interact and ask your questions live, and you don't have to wait for like. And of course, this is like you won't be scammed here. This is you can see whom you're talking to, so it's completely safe. And yeah, keep coming, guys, with more questions, and we love to do these AMAs as well.
Definitely.
Emil is on fire, guys. If you want stable Bitcoin monetary policy, we definitely must put human minimum interest out of the system.
If we want stable, well, I mean, in a sense, I think the Bitcoin monetary policy is pretty stable. I mean, it's defined within the code with the issuance schedule. And I think that's the whole proposition of Bitcoin, right? So you know exactly how much Bitcoin is going to be mined at what point. We know roughly when the last block is going to be mined and how many Bitcoins there will be. So it's pretty stable, and the humans are out of the loop on that aspect. But how many people are mining? Again, it's an open network, so you know there is no wish to control that really. But it's an interesting question.
Again from Emil, amigos, what is the position of Ledger about Monero? Any plans to see it directly in Ledger Live? I assume I know the answer, but just curious. So for now, there is no. First of all, Ledger does not have any position about any particular blockchain. We support them all. It's like we are equally supporting all the blockchains. Of course, we don't have native integration on the roadmap for now. But if there is a demand from the users that they want to see the Monero in Ledger Live, then we can definitely escalate this feedback to our team, and then they can maybe let us know if this is a possibility or not. But yeah, for now we don't have it on our roadmap list. Next is Mark. What happened with the Ledger web authentication app? Can't find it in the apps catalog. So he must be talking about the Fido.
Yeah, there was an issue with that.
There is an issue with the app, and our teams are working on fixing it. So give us some time, maybe try in a couple of days, and then you might be able to see the app again. It's just there is some issue with the app, and then I think our teams are like our developing teams are working on fixing it as soon as possible.
It's coming back.
Yeah. Next is Link Casey. So would I need to contact where for USDTC Solana support? They are the cheapest compared to Tron and Ethereum, which are minimum $1.
Would I need to contact where? So you want to send USDT Solana token? Okay, Solana token to. Well, you can just send it to your Ledger Solana account, but you won't be able to see it in Ledger Live because the Ledger Live cannot detect Solana tokens, at least not yet. But instead, you can just connect your Ledger device to a third-party wallet like Solflare. For example, we have documentation that I can link, and then you'll be able to see your tokens and just manage your tokens as you wish.
Yep. And also, yeah, use Link can send it to your normal address, but it will just the Ledger Live is just a front end, guys. So sometimes it's not unless the token is added to it, it won't show you that particular token. But they support the token basically. Next is Crypto Professor. Hi guys, thank you for your answer earlier. Welcome. I saw a post on Twitter by Xverse Bitcoin wallet saying that we can connect our Ledger wallet to Xverse to support the ordinals and BRC20 tokens. So we haven't tested it, Crypto Professor, but we can definitely, since you have provided the name, I think we'll check for it, and then we'll see if it's actually compatible with the Ledger device first of all, and if it's compatible, is it secure and safe to use it? Like we need to check it, and we'll do it for you. So tune in on our next live, and by that time maybe we'll have a more concrete answer for this question.
Interesting. Xverse, huh?
Xverse Bitcoin wallet.
Bitcoin. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll check it out.
Next is Baby. Is free shipping truly free, by the way? Thinking of getting $150 Nano. You think that's all in what will it cost in total? So I don't know which $150 Nano do we have. We just have like one which is 79.
The Nano X is about that price. Is that the question?
It's 179, I guess. I'm not sure, but okay. But yes, free shipping is usually free, but sometimes there could be customs that you might need to pay if you are staying outside Europe, and that might be something which is extra. So if you want to buy from us, you can definitely buy it from us, but you can also buy it from the authorized reseller in your region. We have partnered with a lot of them, and also you can buy it from Amazon, as we have official store on Amazon as well. And if your region is not supported, and if you want to buy it directly from our website, then please go for it and let us know.
Didn't they say like Amazon India supports Ledger?
Yep.
There was something like that.
Yeah, that's a new country that now supports Amazon. US and everyone is already supported now in India. So we really partnered with Amazon India for the selling of our devices. And it's completely safe to buy it from there, guys. It's not you don't have to worry about it. Next is Adrian and Tony. Hi guys, how to avoid Polygon scam airdrops on Ledger Live in last transaction? Thanks.
Well, I'll show you. So you can't avoid those transactions because like the scammers will basically like find your address on the public blockchain explorer. Okay, all the transactions are public, all the addresses are public, so they'll just go on an explorer. They'll sample like 1,000 addresses, and then they'll send those cheap NFT. Because the transactions on Polygon are very cheap, so you can deploy those scams very cheaply, unlike on other chains like Ethereum. What you can do is just like ignore the NFT or the scammy token, because yes, it's in your account, but it's not going to do any damage as long as you don't touch them. And we talked about this earlier, but the only thing you need to do is just hide the scammy token or NFT. So you see here, I'm in my Polygon Ledger account. And let's say, for example, this one is a scammy NFT. I just hide it like this, right click on the NFT, hide, and it's gone. And that's the only thing you have to do.
Exactly. And Lynn Casey is telling, baby, get a colored Nano, there is like 30% discount. Yes, we do have a promo which is going on our website where you can get the Ledger Nano X colored devices for 30% discount. So if you're looking to buy it, I think it's the right time to buy a device.
They look good.
DG Mo, how do I transfer assets from Ledger without my device? It won't let me.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
that's
the main purpose of the device. So.
You need your device to sign a transaction. If you're sending from your Ledger wallet, the device is here to guard that wallet. So if you don't have the device, you can't sign the transaction.
But if you've lost your device, then you can get a new one, restore your 24-word seed phrase in the new one, and then send your assets. So while receiving, you don't need to have your device, of course, because you're sending it to yourself. But when you're sending it outside, you need to sign with those two buttons on the device to confirm the transaction, and that's how the device works basically. Next is Baby. I know Lynn Casey. The one I wanted there isn't on sale yet, but it's okay. I want the cool purple one.
The purple one looks good.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Emil again, guys, do you plan to manufacture NFT frame devices so people can exhibit their arts and NFTs?
Maybe in the future, who knows?
I think Stacks is the first step towards it because as you know, like Stacks has a big screen, and then you can show you can put your personal profile picture, or you use NFT as a profile picture, and you can show it off to your community basically. So I think that's already the first step that we've already taken, and then maybe we can improve on in the future basically on this.
Okay, the next one is from Amir Aftab. How do you expect EIP 4337 to impact Ledger security model, overall role, hardware wallets, we play after that? So I think this EIP is account abstraction. You'll have to refresh my memory, but I think it is account abstraction. There is a initiative within Ledger. We have our own innovation department at Ledger that's looking at account abstraction and the things you can do with that. I think one form it will come to would be, you would authorize, you would have some sort of like a smart wallet client that's connected to your Ledger, and then you can authorize with your Ledger different spending policies. Like you could say, for example, hey, I'm giving my phone the authorization to spend from my Ledger wallet up to $100 per day, and then you send that transaction, and now you can, just simply go around with your phone and spend from your wallet just like that. It's just an example, right? I'm not guaranteed that it's going to be like this, but account abstraction is really interesting, I think, because it will improve user experience on the chains that support account abstraction. So right now, that would be the Ethereum ecosystem with Stocknet, for example. But other blockchains might not support account abstraction anytime soon. For example, Bitcoin probably will never support account abstraction. So we expect this innovation to happen first and foremost on EVM chains. That's my answer.
And overall, the hardware roles will play after that.
I think there will still be hardware because, you know, like when you're capable, you have a smart wallet and you tell the smart wallet, okay, like whenever I want to spend coins, if I want to spend like over like $10,000, you do not spend until you sign the transaction with 2 ledger devices and a phone, for example, you know, so you'll be able to customize sort of your spending policies that way. So I think hardware wallets, they're not going anywhere. They'll always be demand. They'll just be integrated into more complex systems. That's just my feeling.
Next is Amilda. Hi, if I have ledger but misplaced my keys, how can I recover them again with the same ledger? So if you are referring to your 24-word seed phrase, then there's no way to recover them because it's only shown once on the device when you set it up. And ledger, we don't have access to your 24-word seed phrase. So what you can do is you can transfer, if you have the device and the pin, then you can transfer all your assets to a temporary account on exchange, or maybe I think exchange is safer, and then reset the device by entering 3 incorrect pins, delete all the old accounts in Ledger Live, set it up with a new 24-word seed phrase, add new accounts, and then transfer your assets back. This way you will again have a new 24-word seed phrase and that you can safeguard, but it's not possible to get the seed phrase from your device or the other way. And this is the reason again you're planning to launch Ledger Recover, so that in case you've lost your 24-word seed phrase, but you still have your device, you can still get access to your device, like 24 words. And then see, this is the main point of launching of using this service. But again, it's just optional service, guys. So you can choose to not use it. Next is Enrique.
Oh no, there is one from PCG, I think.
Yeah.
Would like to know what is the easiest way to install WalletConnect. I'm having trouble connecting with my Ledger device. We have a up-to-date tutorial on. So WalletConnect was deactivated for a while, like it was down for a while, a few days. It's back now, so make sure you update Ledger Live and everything, your apps and everything. But there is a Help Center article with a video I made recently that shows like all the different steps to connect to WalletConnect. So I'm just gonna share that with you so you can take a look. Is the video in there? Yeah. So it's on desktop, but the steps are mostly similar on mobile as well. So you can take a look at it. What was the name? I forgot the PCG, right?
Yeah, PCG.
PCG. Okay, great.
But of course, there's also one thing you have to keep in mind is that all the dApps have not moved their backend from WalletConnect version 1 to WalletConnect version 2. So even if you're using that particular dApp which have not updated their backend for the version 2, then you still might face connection issues. And this is not on our end, guys. We already informed their team, and soon all of these dApps are like upgrading their backend to support the version 2. And once they do that, you will not face this connection issues which you might be facing. If there's any particular dApp that you're using, then you can let me know in the chat, and then so you can check it and see if they have upgraded their backend or not, because we have a list of dApps that have and that have not. Next is Enrique. Hello Dan, I do not have my case ID number, but I have a reference number for my order. My last email to Stephanie is dated July 12, 2023. Many thanks.
I wonder if we can get like the ticket from the
order number.
Yeah,
I think if we can do a search,
we can try. We'll find your tickets in any case, and we'll see what Stephanie said. But yeah, just hang tight. Like I'll get back to you. Like I'll have a look right after the AMA. I'll send you an email to confirm that I got your tickets, and then I'll process your request tomorrow morning.
Next is Emil. I think to come and work for Ledger, I'm going to sleep on the bench outside the building.
There is a bench. There is an actual bench.
Yeah. Now serious, your work is great. So thank you, Emil. I'll be happy if you create a wallet in a form of Mace and with same properties, so it's easy to defend my crypto.
Yeah, like a weapon-shaped Ledger wallet.
Yeah, we'll escalate. If there's a whacking incident, then you can just
yeah.
You want my Ledger? Like take it like that. Next is I think now we're coming to the end of the session, guys. So if you have any questions, please go for it. And if not, then we're going to wrap it up in a minute or two.
Yeah, we're right on time. Actually.
Yep. It's Toyop2. Can USDT lose its current value? It's backed by USD, inflation, etc. by BTC.
I would say if you compare it to other assets, of course, like USDT or C or like whatever stablecoins might lose its value. There is another thing to consider when getting stablecoins, right? Stablecoins, there are different models of stablecoins. So USDT is the fully backed up model, so which means that for $1 of stablecoin, there should be $1 in reserve into the coffers of Tether. So I know they don't keep only cash, they have different fiscal instruments instead of cash, but there is some trust here. You have to trust that Tether is actually have enough liquidity so that if a lot of people want to redeem their USDT for real dollars, then they'll have enough cash on hand or liquid instruments to liquidate to send back the money. So there is some risk, like any instrument, like in life in general.
Next is Alejandro. Hi, when can I expect to receive the new stacks? Really soon, and we're gonna send you an email once the device is ready to be shipped. We are working round the clock, and we're working really hard to get this device to you guys. So please give us some more time, and then you will get an email with the notification that your device is gonna be shipped. I think Jan Flores, Uniswap doesn't work with my ledger, so Jan, if you could have given us some more information, it would have been better. But if you're trying to use it with WalletConnect, or if you're trying to use it with some, if you're facing a connection issue or you're facing a transaction issue, so based on that, we could help you out. So do one thing, Jan, you can tune in tomorrow for our team who's going to do AMA on the US side, and then we can help you with resolving this issue. And if not, then you can just ask your question in the chat, and then someone from our social team will get back to you via the channel, basically.
Okay, I think we can wrap it up now.
Yep.
Thank you so much, guys. It was always a pleasure. We'll be back. So the two of us next Thursday together.
Next Thursday, yeah. And Felix might be coming up on Tuesday as well.
Yeah, Felix on Tuesday, me on Monday solo, but the US team will have a session on a Friday. Tomorrow. Yeah, I can never remember the time. So it's Pacific time, 4 p.m. I think. No, it's 9 a.m. Pacific time. I think so, early in the morning. This is a session for beginners. If you have friends that just got the device and want to, learn how to custody safely, then this is the perfect session for them. It's up on the channel, so you want to check that out. And
I just want to take the last question from Emilda. So I won't be able to recover my crypto from having my Ledger wallet key. So if you have your 24-word seed phrase, Emilda, then you can, of course, restore it on your new device by importing it word by word. If you don't have your 24-word seed phrase, then you will need to do the steps that I explained earlier. But if you already have your 24-word seed phrase, then it's perfect. You don't have to do anything. Just take your new device, set it up with a new pin, and then follow the steps to restore the device. We also have a Help Center article that explains the steps in detail. So just check out our Help Center article. And also we have a video tutorial on this channel. Just type restore Ledger, and then it will show you the tutorial as well. And Amir is like, thank you, dude. Stop support. I'll prepare some questions for you next week. Keep them questions coming, man.
That's really good. We love your questions, man.
With that, we sign out, guys, and like, share, and subscribe, of course, so we can be notified when we're coming next week. Bye-bye.
Cool. Bye-bye. Take care. Don't share your recovery phrase.
Not with anyone.
Bye. Oops. And